My name is William Jordan, and Senior, and I am the brother of Robert T. Jordan.
My name is Rochelle Brooks, and I am the daughter of Robert T. Jordan, the middle child.
I am Robert T. Jordan Jr., the son of the late Officer Robert T. Jordan. I got the privilege, and I had him for 17 years. The good die young, he was 46. It's been over 40-some years, but it's still like yesterday.
He was born in 1935. He was the twin brother of Robert Lee Jordan. We grew up in this little town of Bachuda, Mississippi. My father was a sharecropper, and we chopped cotton, picked cotton, and things of that nature.
I know the stories he used to say, the walking through the snow and his 5 miles to get to school. And when I got older, I thought, but you lived in Mississippi,
As a kid, he was a very aggressive person as far as learning new things and obtaining knowledge that others didn't have. He was the spokesperson for the family, you might say. Whenever anybody wanted to know something, my dad, my mother, well, that's T. So he always has been a type of a leader, even when we were growing up, because he presented himself as a leader. He always wanted to improve something.
He played a leader with his brothers, because I remember my uncle saying, when I asked what made you guys come to St. Louis, and he said my brother told him, we're moving to St. Louis, and that's what they did.
He came to St. Louis in like 59, early 60. I know he worked for a security company. He also was a Marine, and my mother said he loved the Marines. I got a picture of him. He's in his Marine uniform, and he's about big as a pencil. And he's sitting on a table or something, his Marine uniform, got the hat on and a pipe in his mouth, the pipe, the old jar head. He met my mom here through a cousin. They later got married. Then later on down the line, I was born. He joined the police force, and he said, all my friends, they wanted him to go. They would tell me, we wanted your dad to come to the city police, and he wanted to go to the county. He wanted to make a difference. He wanted to be out there and make a difference. And I thought the brown was kind of cool looking anyway. Something that always stuck with me, the proud ones. So I said, that's my dad, the proud ones.
I thought it was great that my dad was a police officer. I felt like he kind of took care of everybody and helped people. I think about that. I can remember traveling to Chicago. We went to get something to eat one place, and there was a man that just started kind of, confessing to my dad or saying like, oh, I didn't mean to do. It was like he had police officer written on his face, even though he was plain clothes.
Growing up, you see him put on the uniform, and he took pride in it. He loved his job. He loved being a police. He did it so honorably. He held tight to it. I don't know how he did it, being a cop, because a cop's schedule was just different. But for what I remember, he was at church every Sunday. He sang in the choir. He taught Sunday school, worked with Boy Scouts. That was him. And he believed in helping people and doing what he could. And if he had a cause that he stood for it. And no one could take that from him. Phenomenal man. Man of honor, respect, integrity. Education was very, very important to him. He said that's something that no one can take from you.
I think he got his master's in English. So he would help with papers, like when I had to write little, paragraphs and essays for school, and my mom helped with math.
My father was the first person in his family to graduate college. He set the road and the pavement to where we got doctors and lawyers and etc. from the entire family. He was the first, and he set that in track, and it's still going to this day. My dad was a photographer also. Got tons and tons of pictures. He did it for family, he did weddings. With my dad, it was about family, so the pictures he take all tell a story. And I have a picture with him and his brothers with their father. And what it tells the story of his family and the importance of family. Nobody's smiling. And people always, my sister say, you don't smile. My kids, no one's smiling, Brian. It's just, they all got this look. This is what it is for family.
I remember he was the first one to start the family union. He established it, he did the research, okay? And we had the first one in O'Fallon Park, I think it was, up North St. Louis there. And I remember he had roasted a whole pig or hog, whatever you want to call it, and they had it going around. And there was 500 of us there then.
He led that family and he did his research. He started the Ben Jordan Family Reunion and we just finished year 51. We do it every year. And so in memorial of him, and he traced our roots back to the beginning. You saw Alex, Haley, and Roots. My father was first. And so because of what he traced and what he did, we're able to trace it all the way back and find new family members.
He was a spiritual man. Ever since I've known him, I never known him to be doing things that was just so awful, you know, like drinking or cursing or threatening, all that kind of stuff.
Very spiritual. He had a strong relationship with Christ. He went to church every Sunday. This man would not drive a dirty car to church. So it'd be cold outside. You see him outside with the water hose before church. That's what we're doing. He said, we got to get the car clean for church. I'm not driving a dirty car to church, Robert.
My dad was, if you didn't go to church, you couldn't go anywhere else during the week. Dad. For the longest, I just kind of felt like he was almost superhero-like, and my family, we were just protected. I mean, I knew that there were bad people out there that could do bad things, but I always felt like my dad was going to be okay.
Starting, my sister wanted some Twinkies. The girl loved Twinkies.
And he had said he would take me to the store. I don't know if he got home later than he anticipated, but he was still gonna, you know, hold to his promise and take me to the store. And I remember him being on the phone very briefly, and I remember just kind of thinking, come on, Dad, come on. And so he did. He had his gun, his badge, and we went to the store and got our things that we were getting, and then we were leaving. I was following my dad. He was right in front of me, and this man got in between us. And then I saw his gun, became very frightened, and ran back, and then my dad's turning, looking for me.
She ran back into the store and looked out the window and said, give me your wallet. And witnesses said my father reached, gave him his wallet. He only carried one. And that's why I carry two to this day, but he carried one. Witnesses said the man turned, opened it up. I guess he felt something. They said he stared at it, turned back around, and shot 2 more times.
And so as he was dying, this guy started running. So my brother pulled out his service revolver and shot him in the butt. And the way they caught him was he was hit so bad in the butt that he had to go to the hospital. And that's why they arrested him.
And I always felt like, after he'd been shot, because he got back up, and he was able to, fire shots. And I thought, oh, he's okay. Because he came back into the store, but then he collapsed.
He died at the hospital. My mother says when she got there, he was laying there and they were working on him and she was upset, just move him, get him. She says he looked at my sister and my mother said, T, she's fine. And he closed his eyes. And that's a testimony, that's how he was. My sister, who was with him, the witness, she was 11 years old. And she saw her dad killed. After that, she testified, and I remember in court, we were sitting there and said, do you see the man that shot Jafar? Yes. What did he do? He shot my daddy. That's probably one of the strongest people I've ever known, is my sister. Phenomenal woman. Who does this happen to? I kept thinking, this can't be real. It just doesn't happen, man. I tell you, my father married a good one. She picked up the mantle and ran with it after he was left and made sure, one, that no one would forget her husband, County never would, that we would not forget our father. When I graduated from the police academy, the city, she said, your dad would be very proud of you. He's looking down, he's proud of you.
I miss him for those many reasons and others.
I know I see him again, but man, it hurts for what we had and what we believe we could have had had he still been here.